Hiya Dave, Super Session once again up at the range. Quick recap on the key points that we covered. Movement from the top now, or setup wise, is much better. Movement from the top improving nicely. A little bit tighter there at P6 when the shaft's parallel with the ground in the downswing. And we can see that the left knee's moving out sort of over the top of the left ankle. We'd like to see that left knee in a position where it's a couple of inches outside the left ankle. That would mean that the centre of the hips is moved further forward. This position would tighten up a little bit further, and the club would be coming a little bit more from the inside as it approaches the ball, making it easier for you to get that ball moving from right to left, as opposed to what we were getting, which was a little bit of a sort of pull to the left, the occasional drop kick where we hit ground behind the ball. So tightening things up in regards to your change of direction was essential, and we talked about what should happen from the top of your backswing in the transition. You can see me shadowing you here at the back. The first thing we want to try and do is get the left knee moving out in front of the left ankle. Now you can see this is early part of the session, and one of the things I want you to do is emphasize the drill more. So the way I'm doing that at the back is far more exaggerated than what you were doing at the start of the session. You can see there's not much separation between upper centre and lower centre. Lower centre not really getting that much out in front, left knee getting a little bit further out in front than it was. But if we're going to tidy things up in real time when we hit the golf ball, we've got to really start pushing those hips forward as we're coming down, getting that left knee way out in front of the left ankle. That in turn gets P6 really advanced rather than hanging back. So we're trying to exaggerate everything as much as possible. We're trying to make it look a lot more exaggerated than what we're seeing here on the actual shot, so that the skill gets bedded in there much quicker. This is you towards the end of your session rehearsing it. You can see what I mean now, how much more emphasised that rehearsal looks compared to the one on the bottom left. Left ankle now getting substantially more in front of the left knee getting substantially more in front of the left ankle. Hip centre pushing further forward. Left arm and butt of the club more advanced. All in all, a much better rehearsal swing prior to you hitting the shot. So we're trying to tighten the radius of the swing, keep the weight moving forward. We can see now on this one that the hips are moving a little bit further forward. Doesn't need to be a lot, just enough. We're tightening up P6. Because there's a little bit more movement forward with the left ankle and therefore the hips, we're starting to see a little bit more side bend to the right as we're coming into the golf ball towards the end of your session than we were at the beginning of the session. Again, which is prevalent when you're doing the drill properly. Pushing the hips forward, you can create that side bend to the right in a number of ways. Some players hang on to the arms and drop the upper centre back, which is going to get you stuck underneath it and hit the ground behind the ball a lot, struggle with low point control. Or you can push the hips further forward for longer and create that side bend without compromising any ability to strike the golf ball. So a little bit of work on that drill that you're doing here on the top centre screen. Left knee out in front of the left ankle and the right arm expanding at the same rate that the hips are moving forward. Really good position. So you need to move the actual swing more towards this rehearsed swing. What we then discussed was the rate at which the club overtakes the hands. You can see the back of the right wrist, that right wrist or that right hand sort of flying wedge idea. Remember, that wedge is diminishing through impact but shouldn't be being lost as quickly as we see there, so we should be maintaining that wedge shape for longer. So the overtaking rate on the club is quite high, and the drill we gave you for doing that was to set yourself up create that flying wedge shape at setup, and then feel like it's going to be maintained. So a little rock back with the arms, a movement through, focusing on maintaining that flying wedge for longer. So you can still see now as the right arm bisects the body, we've still got some wedge in there. Whereas on this one, when the right arm passes the body, we've completely lost that wedge. In doing that, that's going to stabilise the club face. You can see on this one, hopefully it'll magnify well, that the club face has closed down, whereas on this one it's stayed a little bit squarer to the path of the club during the hitting area. So calming down the rate of closure on the club face is done via the flying wedge drill. I've posted some stuff on the channel in the drill section of me doing this in a multiple fashion, where you sort of rapid fire, you line up 5 or 6 balls and just punch them forward using this drill. Be a great addition to your practice repertoire if you were to do that. Improve the movement from P4 to P6 and improve your movement through the hitting area, and the ball striking is going to improve tremendously. Good luck with it, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye.